what I like to do with hair for a black person when it's this tight and this kinky is I will start with a structure. But I do not want to come in here and go like this. The brush is for that. Oh, I better move this over. The brush is for shoving some of my extra graphite into the light areas, the same as it was with a blonde person or straighter hair. And so I'll create my structure. I'll just have fun, just kind of doodling along, maybe not even picking up the pencil, and just starting to create my texture, varying the things. I don't want to just make all the same size circles. I don't want to come in here and start going, or it's going to start looking like some kind of a beaded outfit. So free up. It is going to be your friend. Free up and just come in there and create something as a base to start working with. So let's just do so. I'm not going to do a whole lot of it, but I'll show you. And this can really be fun. Instead of saying, oh no, I don't know what to do. I've got a black person's hair. What shall I do? And it's just like everything else. Once you realize what you can do and be patient, because it still has to develop, and you can show contrast and everything in there just the same, and the principles are the same. Where is it going to be darker? It's going to be where it goes to where there's less light. So the places in here that you see that are dark are the places that I'm going to start filling in and making out a little bit of a darker value. Now I can come in and maybe do a little bit more. Naturally, we don't want just one layer, and I want to keep the integrity of the pencil, but this can become enough, and I don't want to gouge this. That's the other thing. I need to mention that. Make sure that you don't press so hard that you can't take it off. Because if you do, then you're going to limit your ability to make this really effective. So we're going to come in here and just create this pattern. Don't need to do it terribly dark. And I'm using my 2B. Wonderful opportunity for the 2B again. And maybe, let's just come out here and make an edge to the hair. In fact, now let's go to this. I'll go to this darker one so I can see the silhouetting of it against the background. Yeah. If I was having to sketch out a form, which I'm not worried about right this moment, but I would be coming in here with my 4H. It's always going to be your first pencil you use when you're just getting a feel for where your form is, working out your proportions and all that. I would be using the 4H. I never want to come in here and just go, oh, this is the shape of the head. I think I'll just make a clean line. I don't want to do that and then expect to fill it in, because this is going to be in direct contrast to the wonderful freedom of all those little tight curls and some of the spontaneous hair that's coming out on the edge. And I just don't want that other line to be showing through. There are ways you can get rid of a line, but in this case, we want this texture, this randomness, to this. At least this is the way I draw it. So we can come out here, but the thing is, we want to be able to use our hair pencil, which is, in most cases, even with blonde hair, our 2H, or 2B. Now, I may very well get a good feel, again, for the direction of the hair when I'm working with something quite different. When I'm doing something like this, I'm going to want to get a feel for it, maybe with my 4H, just very lightly, to kind of get an idea of what direction I'm going to do when I become more committed to putting some real graphite on there. And then if we go to the darker color, it's still all the same principle. I'm still looking for opportunities to go between hairs. I'm going to do exactly the same thing when I have more strokes to make it darker. I'm going to go and look for places to go past, clean edges to go into where, it's darker. When I get to using even more graphite, more strokes to actually create the value, I'm going to come in here and look again for those places where I can go past. But I never want this could be a black-haired woman with straight hair. I never want it to get so dark that it just goes flat on me. That's the thing that's going to kill it. I want to show that this is darker over here. And so this is the opportunity for me to maybe come back in and darken something, but I want to have that ability and not exhaust it. That's the worst thing in my mind that I can do, is to think dark and go so dark that I no longer have any more level of value to use to suggest that there's something past and in between. So it's the same thing on here. We want to be able to come in here and now maybe start picking out a few things. Let's come in here and maybe we'll make some of these darker values. Now, if it's really important and I want to show this exact same form, maybe it was in a different place, I can come in here and do that, but I'm going to just create a little more value and try to keep some clean edges. I just want to go past in a few places. And it's giving me more graphite. Remember, this is my hair pencil. I want to have that extra graphite. I don't want to come in here and start doing it with my 4H and end up by scoring it or burnishing it and all those things that are going to start limiting my possibilities again. I want to keep all my options open.